My name is Rhapsody and welcome back to Slice and Dice. We are continuing here after level 101. Appropriately epic music rising in the background here. We're going to be taking the Leyline Blessing. Every third spell we cast is going to be free in each fight. And then we have to decide who we are going to equip our compulsory item on. So the compulsory item is lead weight, must be equipped, replaces the top and the bottom with blank, so we can obviously do that to the student, and sure, yeah, double replace that. Extra replace it yet again. We've lost the brigand, the defender, the splint, and the student. We should be able to do okay. The splint is capable of generating a huge amount of mana very, very quickly, and that is... Wait, hang on, student has... Slice. And that's got a fair potential for letting us just absolutely take control of the early game through being able to abuse our bolt spell as well as multicasting. So I can only really like dupe one of these actions, and I can only dupe an action that doesn't really care about being duped. Oops. Très unfortunate. Said I'm gonna outright kill the first character there. Leave myself with no extra dice remaining, noting that the selfless modifier is on the defender there, so they could not target themselves, so even if the student gave them the ability to cast again, they wouldn't have been able to do anything useful with the cast. There goes the Wisp. Monk and Druid. I think I lean Monk just in terms of general power here, but... Any extra modifier? Well, I mean, Druid is one of the better mana generating classes for the Reds as well. I'll take the Druid actually for explicitly that reason. Loss is being taken out by one of the rats at the moment, so if we can deal with that, I would love to. Or we could just have the Lost dodge entirely and ignore that enemy. I like that too. Brigand, I should have kept your attack and self-defend. There we go. Nice. Okay, let's get mana, and then get more mana. So if I do 3 damage to this target, okay, 2 damage to this target, we set ourselves up with the free cast afterwards. Okay, so that's not how I want to do it then. It's... Burst, setting up the wolf for 5 damage for the kill, and then burst again against a different target. We murder the wolf instantaneously, and then we keep the rest of the field alive. Honestly, if I can generate 6 mana in the first turn so that I can just bolt 3 times most fights, if they're not solved by that action, will be solved shortly after that action. It's pretty conclusive. Lead boots, +1 to all sides, but you cannot reroll on that character. I really do like lead boots. The fact that we have all of our characters with a blank side though does make it a lot harder for me to really appreciate here. Although, we also do have the ability to clay, so... Damn. Clay is pretty huge here. Like, imagine getting the Lost with the reroll boots and clay, just 3 poison range, 3 damage cruel, 4 damage cruel, possibility of getting 0, but also possibility of just dodging, also great. There's also the Blood Chalice here, self-shield 1 for each wasted point of healing you receive. We're not currently great at giving wasted points of healing. This can be, you know, fundamental in a build. I'm going to take the lead boots. I think that especially because we can dupe them, this is actually the play. It will return far more power than it will drain from us. My god, we get to repeat that 4 damage action right there. I suspect that no one will survive this board state. Alright. Let's murder one goblin. You may repeat that action. Start murdering the next goblin. And one archer remains, and you know what? I will accept all of my rolls here, because a burst and a bolt takes you out instantly afterwards. Seer and Warden. The Warden is very literally a direct upgrade on the Defender. Look right here. So, level 1, level 2. 6 out of 7 health, 8 out of 9 health. 3 shields, 2 shields, 1 shield, as well as 1 attack and 1 attack on the top and bottom. 4 shield, 3 shield, 2 shield, and 2 attack on the top and 2 attack on the bottom. In every way, it is a straight statistical increase. Seer! Dense generation of mana very, very early on. Yes, please. It does make my life slightly harder, what with the whole lead weight, but I'm going to put that on the Defender for the moment and stop worrying about it. Up against the Alpha, the Wolf, and the Bolts. I would really like mana, please. Thank you for the mana, please. Brigand, I mean, look, I'd like maximum damage out of you this turn, but I'm not going to push too far for it. There we go, I will settle. We now have the ability to bolt 3 times in a single turn. 8 damage to kill this creature to get them below half HP, so I would only actually need to get this enemy to 7 HP, and then I would be able to murder them instantly with Lost. So getting them to 7 HP when they have 18 defense right now. 1, 2, and then I can do an AoE heal and damage from the Druid, setting up the Lost's kill on the Alpha immediately. We then defend the Seer. Extremely important prioritization there. The fight just becomes trivial as soon as that target's gone. I shouldn't have rolled the Defender at that point. The 2 defense was more than good enough. Noting that the Seer is not going to be dying here, I'm just going to set up the Bones to die and allow it to the poison there. Harpoon replaces the rightmost side with 1 damage vulnerable. If we put that on under the lead boots, we can actually have a 3 damage vulnerable side. The Lost can have no whiffs. Yeah. Swarm. All tiny enemies, such as Archer, get +1 to max HP, or your bottom hero starts poisoned. Bottom poison can be quite a drag. But it can also allow us to synergize with items such as Tankard, and I do really like the idea of that. Yeah, sure, give me the synergy with Tankard, I'm ready for it. Oh man, look at that Lost. Styling out immediately with these items, love it. So, Quartz, if I can set you up at 6 damage taken, then I will be able to overkill you with the Lost's Cruel Strike, and in doing so, I will be able to kill the Bandit. I can also do it with only doing 5 damage to you. I mean, mana is the most appropriate way for me to accomplish that, but actually I won't get that. Okay. Thankfully, that's not the turn we need this to occur on. And in fact, this will do. First makes the Bandit flee Curse Mastery. Win a fight with 21 curses. We've unlocked a mode called Cursed Instant. There's also a Trapper here. A Trapper and a Bard. The Bard I can't put the lead boots on because gain 1 reroll cantrip. It feels pretty bad when you hit that side. The Trapper, however, would have 3 different sides that are 1 damage vulnerable. Incredible at setting up quick kills on characters. I wouldn't be able to push them additionally in order to try and get the larger execution sides, unfortunately. But I would just have to rely on the magnitude of each of their individual sides when they roll them. I'm happy to do that. I think this is a good idea. Get him. Hang on. Get him. No one else needs to move anything about. No, no, no. Good. Time to fight the Slimer Goblin Slimer. That's the vulnerability we're looking for. Heck, I'll take any damage on the Brigand, but hopefully I don't have to settle for the one that doesn't defend myself. Beautiful. Okay. Big vulnerability on the Slimer. 1 damage to the Slimer directly, or rather 1 burst to the Slimer for 5 damage. And then I'm going to do an AoE heal and damage to take out that Slimer. Follow up with a bolt against a goblin. And just start spreading some defense out against the rest of the party. I mean, you know, take out both slimes next turn, get the final goblin to flee. The strategy is quite clear from here. I feel. Big ol' execute. And the Slimelet leads and the goblin runs, as we'd said. Ornate Hilt. Add self-shield to all damage sites. Self-shields, you also shield yourself for N. I mean, I like it, but what about this ordinary triangle, though? +1 to all sides that have exactly 3 pips. +1 mana to the 2 seer hits there. I mean, I could theoretically get these to 4s, but I would have to take items off. No. I'm leaning Ornate Hilt right now because it opens up a lot of options for who I can upgrade my yellow class into. Brigand, you may hold those. Come on, attack the Brigand. He's got self-shield now. I don't really need that many instances of damage. I need 2 AoE of balance. So yeah, the mana from the Druid's very helpful here. I'll settle for the Brigand there as well. Okay. So thankfully, if I set up vulnerability on someone, then this double balance play is going to be a kill on that target. Then I can set up another target on 5 HP and execute them, leaving just 1 snake on the board for me to deal with the next turn. Completely trivial to do so. In fact, I'll do it with the first roll. The Brigand and the Trapper do it themselves. Well, there's the Berserker. I mean, yeah, of course. Obviously. I will note, Ornate Hilt doesn't just give us the possibility of taking the Berserker, it also makes characters that have steel sides significantly better. Because then you can possibly look into retaining that armor afterwards, or maybe giving that character the ability to, you know, take another action and then utilize the extra steel. It's not just the Berserker, but it's definitely incredible on the Berserker specifically, of course. Oh, I'm extremely happy to have it. Don't let me make that seem like it isn't the case. Boyzoika. I mean, you are getting lethal this turn. I would prefer you to roll your death side if you can. I'll take the damage side if you need it. Alright. Let's set up a bug ol' vulnerability on Githa. 3 damage AoE. Damage in AoE. Sure to defend the Seer as well. I almost want to roll Fortune here now. For 4 mana, or for 3 mana, get 4 mana next turn. Because I don't think I'm going to make good use out of the mana this turn specifically. Like, it's not killing Agnes. Might as well. Good work, everyone who's rolling die. Yeah, Berserker, you can settle with that. Seer, yeah, really unfortunate performance from you, bud. Big vulnerability. Agnes, when you die, you damage the Trapper, that's fine. So, Magrat, when you dies, 2 damage to the bottom enemy. That's fine too. Leaving us with just the bones for the next turn. There we go. We can absolutely just trip over some mana to do this. 109. Candle. Adds Vigil to all sides. Vigil, +1 for each defeated ally or the overflowing candle. If you have 3 or more mana at the end of your turn, +2 mana. The only problem with that is I think that we have less max mana as a result of one of our things. Do we? Hang on. I thought I had less max mana as a result of one of my things. Maybe I just have slow spells. Did I not trade away my max mana at any point? If I've saved my max mana, overflowing candle might be ridiculous. I don't really want. I kind of want to use clay as well as overflowing candle, because then if I have 3 mana at the end of the turn, at the start of the next turn, I get 4 mana. You know what? I'm opting out on both fronts. Give me the random one. Clink. Double all friendly shields deplete. That's not bad. What? Tower all huge enemies, so the dragon gets 6 max HP, or mortal. All heroes. Shields, health, and pips are limited to 15. I don't want to limit the possibility that I get to do something nutty again. Like, what if I took that and then I had the run that I had last, the Plague Bringer run? It would have been very, very, very sad by that outcome. Of course, I don't get the execute for the Fanatic here. Small instances of damage are fine, though. Speaking thereof, do I commit by actually taking that on Berserker? Oh boy. Getting a lot of blanks this time through. Yikes. Big vulnerability, some damage, a ping, 1 more ping. Then I have to decide whether or not I'm saving the druid here. Yeah, I'll give 1 HP to everyone in the field. Unfortunately, the grave does get to summon once. But we have made short work of some other stuff on the field. Yikes, Trapper. Big defense is not what we need from you. See, I really desperately need you to roll actual big mana, but I think I've got to settle for 1 mana from you if that's all you're going to give me. God, a little AoE damage would go such a long way right now. I can just clink shields, save a lot of HP on my team right now. The only problem being that the sniper in the back line and this grave are not particularly ill-affected. I'm gonna set up some chain effects here with one of the bones killing another one of the bones. I think it's gonna be essential. Nice. Okay. Vulnerability on you. Got enough mana for 3 damage in AoE, which I do feel pretty good about. And perfect. We managed to set it up such that that 3 damage AoE killed everything left on the field. Statue. And Guardian. Statue's really good at holding certain items, but I haven't got any of those items right now. I would be so reliant on future drops being particularly... I just have to take the Guardian here. Big problem now is lead weight. Doesn't really have anywhere it wants to sit. Must be equipped to a character and replaces the top and the bottom sides with blank. Sadly, I think the person who can most utilize this is actually the Guardian. I'm not really capable of utilizing the Engage a lot of the time because my characters tend not to be on full HP unless I've already cast an AoE from the Guardian, which is just not extremely common action for me. Berserker, if you don't roll a pain side this turn, you can also actually defend yourself significantly this round, so I think you should. Yikes. Thank heck we got some mana generation there at the end. I was going to be real sad without it. Oh boy. Okay. If I do... If I do 5 damage directly to a target, and then 2 damage to it, I set up the ability to do 3 damage to another target for free. The Berserker can't cut through the chest, unfortunately. So I can't actually remove the chest from the field, so the Trapper is defending the chest. Defending the Druid, rather. And the Berserker can take out one of the heavy targets for the Guardian. This chest on the bottom, unfortunately, is going to be summoning 2 bones. Not much I can do about that, but if I control... Actually, hang on, no, that's not the person I was looking to target. If I can control the amount of Pseudol on the field really quickly, I can effectively count for the difficulty I would have gone through to take out that bones, and also decrease the difficulty of the board going onwards. Keep it within reasonable scope. I gotta remember Guardian literally only has 2 sides they can actually hit, so I need to stop being so picky with them. 1 down. 2 down. Damage an AoE, and then first kill for Ludus. And sure, I'll just burst to keep the Trapper back around as well. Only the bones remain. And now not even that. Level 111 activated. We have the Wand of Stun. Replace the middle side with Stun an enemy, single use. Or the Iron Helm for plus 6 max HP to a character. We could also randomize. I'm going to take the random again. Wooden bracelet. +1 to all signs with no keywords. Do I even have any of them? Cleave, selfless, growth. +2 mana. We've got no keywords on them. Growth, poison, self-use, single use, self-shield, of course. Yep, it's just the druid, and they get an additional mana out of it. I'm not mad at that, though. Jinx. 3M! -3 to our max stored mana. Got it. I will take loads of mana this turn anyway. I think, in fact, we already have our kills. 1. And then if I do the AoE as a setup, I can then do 5 damage to the Wiz immediately, taking it out. 112. Fate versus Artificer. This is difficult. Both of these. I want both of these is the thing. What does our... What do our current items support most? Artificer does have a more expensive spell. Although, if I can cast every 3rd spell in the fight free, why wouldn't I wait for, you know, Blaze? The Warlock spell. 6 mana, casts 13 damage to a character. Fate, I can have free spells out of Fate. But also, I have slow spells, so when I cast the 3rd spell in a turn, in the first turn, if that's my free spell, what am I doing with all of the excess mana afterwards? Nothing. Fate has such helpful, useful sides, but doesn't really synergize with much of our item so far. Many of our items, rather. Although, I could even give Fate the Trapper boots. Really. In fact, I could give her the entire Trapper loadout that the Trapper now has. The Harpoon, the Clay, the Lead boots. She'll have a 3 vulnerable strike in one side, 4 heal and shield, mana gain selfless, 3 heal and shield, mana gain selfless, as well as 2 5 mana single use sides. And it leaves open my Artificer slot to still be, later on, a better spell. I'm taking the Fate. Power Stone! Grey Heroes only. Replace the left side with +0 mana. Steel. So plus a mana equal to the amount of armor that you currently have on you. That's not really the kind of thing we're doing with that character at this point in time. This wooden bracelet is not going to have a home, I think, for... Well, I was going to say for a while, but I think it's just not going to have a home at all. Wait. Don't really have anywhere to go. I hope one of my upgrades utilizes it. I mean, yo, maybe like a dab list or... Gosh. Be pretty bleak to take the dab... Well, actually, would it be pretty bleak to take the dab list if I gave the dab list the wooden bracelet, +1 to all of its sides, because none of them have keywords. And then the lead boots, +1 to all of its sides. And then I doubled both of those. That's just +4 to all sides of the dab list. I think that just makes a good character. Anyhow, all of that to the side. We need to take out the Rotten. Ooh, big mana. Big mana on campus. There's a wee bit of vulnerability coming down to the Trapper here. Sure. Wow, the Berserker could not roll something else than that. I'm going to use the heal rescue on my Fate, because that will actually keep the Fate alive and gets us 1 free spell at the start of this fight. Although it will limit the amount of spells that I'm capable of casting this turn. This was, of course, the big problem with Fate. So now I'm capable of using 2 bolts this round, maximum. Which might not be enough. You know, in fact, I'm gonna elect not to use Fate's ability there. We can use it later if we decide it's necessary. Okay. Berserker, you can set up for a total of 3 damage against an individual target. 3 damage AoE, 3 damage AoEs. Like, really what I want to do is just hold on for next turn. Like, I almost want to just double hit Foretell. Although I would need to defend one of my characters first. So you have 1 vulnerability on you, Bones, for a total of 6 health available. So if I zap you, I get to kill you. Saving the Berserker. And then I could heal the Fate for free. Oh, but I don't want to do that. Yeah, I can forecast, and then I could forecast again, or I could defend the Fate, because I can only cast 1 more spell after this. So I'll defend the Fate. With all of the enemies having 3 armor there on the first turn, a lot of our best options, like just casting a bunch of AoE and reinforcing that, were already off the table. Good lord. Yikes, Trapper! Couldn't hit anything for the absolute life I see. Well, I really want to be able to take out the Rotten this round, but obviously that's not really being reinforced by the board state. Oh, we don't have the AoE attack anymore because the fate is different. Whoops. Oh, whoops. That's okay. I mean, I can kill all of the bones this round if I just wanted to. Just burn them all down. 2, 3. Yeah, no reason not to do that. Rotten gets to summon an imp, but now it's just you and the imp versus me. Guarantee I'll win that fight. Seer, yeah, your poison is one of your best sides right now. Unfortunately, the fate did not get mana. Trapper, I'll take some defense from you, though. Keep the Berserker alive, and I can also keep the Trapper alive with a spell here. I need some mana next turn, unfortunately. That is very difficult for me to get now with the Seer having expended all of this. The Fate really gets knocked into dodging effects this turn, unfortunately. Trapper is just dying at the end of this round. Berserker's best shot is rolling a self-defense Death Wish. Yeah, I couldn't survive unless the Berserker rolled a Death Wish there. Because if they rolled damage and self-shield, then they would be left where they started, and the Trapper did not have enough through the shield growth to actually save them. The Fate has, wow, these lead boots, eh? Heavy boots! Oh, come on! I could've got mana! What? Goodbye, cruel fate. Wait, did that immediately skip to the end screen? No! I tapped out so I could end the song from... God, hang on. Stats for the most recent run? Can I see stats for the most recent run? Please. Dang it. You know what? At the very least, I can see here, Max Curses 22. Our high score is set at 112. I can be very, very proud of that. We are in the Trip Dig area of the game right here. Now, I have heard there is something that I also need to do in terms of attempting unfair, which may unlock another mode for us in the future. But those kinds of things will be explored in the next episode and afterwards. Until then, though, my name is Rhapsody. The name of the game has been Slice and Dice. Series playlist is up in the top left. YouTube recommendation down below. Streaming pass are the names of the people so generally supporting the Republic on patreon.com/RhapsodyPlays at or above the thank tier. And a special thanks this episode to moms. Hopefully you all have been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you all next time.